All right. Hey guys. Editor Jeremy real quick. You don't get to see Editor Jeremy often. Just took my lunch. And we'll get to Jedi Apprentice the Rising Force review real quick. But first, editor's note. This was shot on a GoPro. I will not be using the GoPro for reviews anymore. It made me look horribly fat. The audio on it was just unusable. So what I was doing is I was recording audio. Cleo, come here. I was recording audio separately on my audio board. Ugh. Little Cleo here. Cleo's not so little anymore, but this video was shot before I went to Germany and visited Noah. So she was a baby. Now she's really big. But yeah, you're not enjoying it, but you're such a sweetheart. So you'll get to see me with shorter hair. Not looking as nappy as this, but I look really fat. It's just a bad angle of my room. It's badly shot. It's a badly shot video. I am embarrassed, but the content of it is worth your time to watch. But I shot a couple videos this way. When I went to import the audio, the only audio that imported was for this review. So I'm now having to redo my reviews of The Dark Rival and The Hidden Past because they're completely messed up. So sorry, everyone. I will get to those pretty quick. But going forward, we've gone back to the Sony a6300 setup that I've been using since 2017, I think. So when I started using that, of course, it's not that 100% set up like how I started it, but like, anyway, you get what I'm saying. I'm talking nonsense. So enjoy the review. I'm talking to you. All right. So for years now, I have been talking about reviewing Jedi Apprentice The Rising Force. It's been one of my most... I don't know. A lot of people wanted this back in the day. And this is one that I've really wanted to do for God knows how long. Sorry, I got Cleo, our 5-month-old kitten here, just climbing all over me. She's been sleeping on the desk this all morning because she got fed at like 4 in the morning and then went and slept on the desk. And since I sat down, because I'm on my lunch break, she's insisted that she join me. She's a sweetie, though. Let's talk about Jedi Apprentice The Rising Force by Dave Wolverton. This is Dave Wolverton's only entry into the Jedi Apprentice series. Jude Watson took over after this, and I actually got to meet Dave Wolverton. He passed away a few months ago, but man, he was such a kind, intelligent human being. And one of the best Star Wars authors, in my opinion. He did a lot of lore building for what we would consider to be the expanded universe. I mean, he created the Dothamir Witches. So let's talk about The Rising Force. Not Yngwie Malmsteen's band, but the book, Jedi Apprentice The Rising Force. It opens with a 12-year-old Obi-Wan fighting his nemesis, Brook Chun. Now, Brook Chun doesn't have a big role in this, but he plays a bigger part later on in the Jedi Apprentice series. But he's kind of Obi-Wan's bully. He's kind of a turd of a human. And he basically goads Obi-Wan into fighting him, and he basically gets the crap beaten out of him by Obi-Wan. Then he fakes like it being more serious than it is, and Obi-Wan basically gets kicked out of the Jedi Temple and has to go to the Agricorps. Now, we've talked about the Agricorps before. If you've read Red Harvest or seen my review, the main Jedi in that, Zoe Trace, was part of the Agricorps. Basically, if you failed to get a master, you went to the Agricorps and you grew crops for planets that needed them. Meanwhile, Qui-Gon Jinn is at the temple for his like annual being there, and Yoda wants him to take a new apprentice. Qui-Gon's not over the loss of his last apprentice, Xanatos. So Qui-Gon's not really for that. Obi-Wan wants to be Qui-Gon's apprentice, but Qui-Gon doesn't want that. So they end up on the same ship going to Bandamir, a dangerous jungle planet. But they get caught up in a feud between two mining corporations, one controlled by some Hutts, one of those Hutts being Jumba the Hutt, who uses slaves to mine, and the other has a lot of Acronins on there. Acronins are an older Star Wars species. We saw them like Oral in the X-Wing series, which I'll get to soon. But basically, they have sort of, they don't say I or me, they're a group. So it's they, them, that sort of thing. And one of them ends up becoming friends with Obi-Wan, and they kind of go on a crazy adventure, involves pirates, and the two mining factions having to join up in order to save themselves. Overall, what did I think of Jedi Apprentice Book 1, The Rising Force by Dave Wolverton? I love this book. This was a book I begged my mom to buy for me, because these came out a little before my time. Well, I was a little kid. These were Phantom Menace tie-in books. And really good tie-in books, if I may say so. But I couldn't read at this reading level then, because I was too young. And so I begged my mom. And mind you, by the time I got my copy of Book 1, I think the series was almost done and we were moving into Jedi Quest. And then it would be a few years after that until I actually read this book. But it's a great starting point if you're going on your EU journey. This is a great one. It really starts to show Obi-Wan's and Qui-Gon's connection in the Force, although they're not Master and Apprentice yet. It's really good. For a kid's book, I think an adult reader can get a lot out of this. It's solid on its own. I like it a lot because I have nostalgia for it, but like, as a self-contained book, it is really, really good and well worth your time. Honestly, I give this a 5 out of 5. I think this is one of the best starts to a series, and a long-going series, because there's initially 18 of these, and 2 specials that kind of bridge to the next series, Jedi Quest, which is about Obi-Wan and Anakin. So, anyway, hope you enjoy this, and see me next time as I review Book 2, The Dark Rival. Have a good one.